You are, of course, quite certain that it's not Mr. Ernest Worthing who's your guardian?
Quite sure. In fact, I'm going to be his.
I beg your pardon?
Dearest Gwendolen, I see no reason why I should make a secret of it to you. Our little county newspaper is sure to chronicle the facts next week. Mr. Ernest Worthing and I are engaged to be married.
My dear Cecily, I'm afraid there must be some slight error. Mr. Ernest Worthing is engaged to me. The announcement will appear in the Morning Post on Saturday at the latest.
I'm afraid there must be some mistake. Ernest proposed to me exactly 10 minutes ago.
That is certainly very curious. For he asked me to be his wife yesterday afternoon at 5:30. If you care to verify the incident. Pray do so. I never travel without my diary. One should always have something sensational to read in the train. I'm so sorry, dear Cecily, if it is of any disappointment to you. But I'm afraid I have the prior claim.
It would distress me more than I can tell you, dear Gwendolen, but were it to cause you any mental or physical anguish. But I feel bound to point out to you that since Ernest proposed to you, he has clearly changed his mind.
If the poor fellow has been entrapped into a foolish promise, I shall consider it my duty to rescue him at once, and with firm hand.
Whatever unfortunate entanglement my dear boy may have gotten himself into, I will never reproach him with it after we are married.
Do you allude to me, Miss Cardew, as an entanglement? You are presumptuous. On an occasion like this, it becomes more than one's moral duty to speak one's mind. It becomes a pleasure.
Do you suggest, Miss Fairfax, that I entrapped Ernest into an engagement? How dare you? This is not the time for wearing a shallow mask of manners. When I see a spade, I should call it a spade.
I'm glad to say I've never even seen a spade. It is clear our social spheres have been widely different.
Shall I lay tea here as usual, miss?
Yes, as usual.
Are there any interesting walks in the vicinity, Miss Cardew?
Oh yes, a great many. From the top of one of the hills quite close, one can see 5 counties.
5 counties? I don't think I should like that. I hate crowds.
I suppose that's why you live in town.
Quite a well-kept garden this is, Miss Cardew.
So glad you like it, Miss Fairfax.
I didn't know they had any flowers in the country.
Flowers are as common here, Miss Fairfax, as people are in London.
Personally, I cannot understand how anybody manages to exist in the country. If anyone who is anyone does. The country always bores me to death.
This is what the newspaper call the agricultural depression, is it not? The aristocracy is suffering very much from it at the present. It's almost an epidemic among them, I've been told. Would you like some tea?
Thank you. Detestable girl, but I require tea.
Sugar?
No thanks. Sugar's not fashionable anymore.
Cake or bread and butter?
Bread and butter. Cake is rarely seen at the best houses nowadays.
And that's Miss Fairfax?
You have filled my tea with lumps of sugar, and though I ask most distinctly for bread and butter, you have given me cake. I am known for the gentleness of my disposition and the sweetness of my nature. But I warn you, Miss Cardew, you may go too far.
To save my poor, innocent, trusting boy from the machinations of any other girl, there are no lengths to which I would not go.
From the moment I saw you, I distrusted you. I felt that you were false and deceitful. I am never deceived in such matters. My first impressions of people are invariably right.
It seems to me, Miss Fairfax, that I am trespassing on your valuable time. No doubt you have many other calls of similar character to make in the neighbourhood.
Ernest! My Ernest!
Gwendolen, darling.
A moment. May I ask if you're engaged to be married to this young lady?
To dear little Cecily? Of course not. What could have put such an idea into your pretty little head?
Thank you. You may.
I knew there was a mistake, Gwendolen. The gentleman whose arm is present round your waist is my guardian, Mr. John Worthing.
I beg your pardon?
This is Uncle Jack.
Jack!
Here's Ernest.
My own darling!
A moment, please. May I ask, are you engaged to be married to this young lady?
To what young lady? Good heavens, Gwendolen!
Yes, my good. I mean to Gwendolen.
Of course not. What could have put such an idea into your pretty little head?
Thank you. You may.
I thought there was some slight error, Miss Cardew. The gentleman who is now embracing you is my cousin, Mr. Algernon Moncrieff.
Algernon Moncrieff? Oh. Is your name really Algernon?
I cannot deny it.
Is your name really John?
I could deny it if I liked. I could deny anything if I liked. But my name certainly is John. It has been John for years.
A gross deception has been practiced on both of us.
My poor wounded Cecily.
My sweet wrong Gwendolen.
You will always call me sister now, won't you?
Of course. There's still just one question I would like to ask my guardian.
An excellent idea. Mr. Worthing, there's just one question we would like to be permitted to put to you. Where is your brother Ernest? We are both engaged to be married to your brother Ernest, so it is of quite some importance for us to know where your brother Ernest is at present.
Gwendolen, Cecily, it is very painful for me to be forced to speak the truth. It is the first time in my life that I've ever been reduced to such a painful position, and I'm really quite inexperienced in doing anything of the kind. However, I'll tell you quite frankly that I have no brother Ernest. I have no brother at all. I never had a brother, and I certainly have not the smallest intention of ever having one in the future.
No brother at all?
None.
No brother of any kind?
No, not even of any kind.
I think it's quite clear, Cecily, that neither of us is engaged to be married to anyone.
It's not a very pleasant position for a young girl to find herself in, is it?
Let us go into the house. They will hardly dare to come after us there.
Yes, men are such cowards, are they not?
This ghastly state of things is what you call bunburying, I suppose.
Yes, and a perfectly wonderful Bunbury it is.
Well, you have
Bunbury I ever had in my life!
You have no right whatsoever to Bunbury here.
That's absurd. One has the right to Bunbury anywhere one chooses. Every serious Bunburyist knows that.
Serious Bunburyist? Good heavens.
Well, one must be serious about something if one wants to have any amusement in life. I happen to be serious about Bunburying. What on earth you are serious about, I haven't got the remotest idea. About everything, I should fancy. You have such an absolutely trivial nature.
Well, the only small satisfaction I have in the whole of this wretched business is that your friend Bunbury is quite exploded. You won't be able to run down to the country quite as often as you used to do, dear Algie, and a very good thing too.
Your brother's a little off colour, isn't he, dear Jack? You won't be able to disappear to London quite so frequently as your wicked custom was. And not a bad thing either.
As for your conduct towards Miss Cardew, I must say that your taking in a sweet, simple, innocent girl like that is quite inexcusable, to say nothing of the fact that she's my ward.
and I can see no possible offence for your deceiving a brilliant, clever, thoroughly experienced young lady such as Miss Fairfax, to say nothing of the fact that she is my cousin.
I wanted to be engaged to Gwendolen, that is all. I love her.
I simply want to be engaged to Cecily. I adore her.
You're certainly not getting married with Cecily.
I don't think there is much likelihood, Jack, of you and Miss Fairfax being united.
Well, that is no business of yours.
If it was my business, I wouldn't talk about it. It's very vulgar to talk about one's business. Only people like stockbrokers do that. And then merely at dinner parties.
How can you sit there, calmly eating muffins, when we are in this horrible trouble I can't make out? You seem to me to be perfectly heartless.
Well, I can't eat muffins in an agitated manner. The butter would get on my cuffs. One should always eat muffins quite calmly. It's the only way to eat them.
I say it's perfectly heartless you're eating muffins at all under the circumstances.
But I am unhappy. Eating is the only thing that consoles me. Indeed, when I am very, very unhappy, I deny everything. I refuse everything, except food and drink. Right now, I'm eating muffins because I'm terribly depressed. Besides, I'm particularly fond of muffins.
Well, that is no reason why you should eat them all in that greedy way.
Jack, I wish you would have tea cakes instead. I don't like tea cakes.
I suppose a man may eat his own muffins in his own garden.
But you just said it was perfectly harmless to eat muffins.
I said it was perfectly heartless of you under the circumstances. That is a very different thing.
That may be, but the muffins are the same.
Algie, I wish to goodness you would go.
You can't possibly ask me to go without having some dinner. It's absurd. I never go without my dinner. No one ever does. Only vegetarians and people like that. Besides, I've made arrangements with Dr. Chasuble to be christened at 5:45 under the name of Ernest.
My dear fellow, the sooner you give up that nonsense, the better. I made arrangements this morning with Dr. Chasuble to rechristen myself at 5:30, and I will naturally take the name of Ernest. Gwendolen would wish it. We can't both be christened Ernest. That is absurd. Besides, I have a perfect right to be christened if I like. There is no evidence at all that I've ever been christened in my life. It is entirely different in your case. You have been christened already.
But I haven't been christened for years.
Yes, but you have been christened. That's the important thing.
Quite so. So I know my constitution can stand it. If you're not quite sure about your having been christened, I must say, I think it rather dangerous you're venturing on it now. It might make you very unwell. You can hardly have forgotten that someone very closely connected to you was very nearly carried off this week in Paris by a severe chill.
Yes, but you said yourself that the severe chill wasn't hereditary.
It usedn't be, I know. But I dare say it is now. Science is always making wonderful improvements.
That is nonsense. You are always talking nonsense.
Jack, you're at the muffins again. I really wish you would. There are only 2 left.
But I hate tea cake.
Then why on earth do you allow tea cake to be served there for your guests? What ideas you have of hospitality.
Algernon, I have already told you to go. I don't want you here. Why don't you go?
I haven't quite finished my tea yet. And there's still 1 muffin left.